Eddie Dempsey, a line off the stage just there, Mick Lynch is a god. What does that make you?
Well, God, I don't know. I've never heard anything like it, to be honest with you. I can tell you Mick don't like it. He's a very modest guy. He doesn't like the level of celebrity that is somehow arisen around what we've been doing. But yeah, fair enough. If that's what they think in the teachers' union, let's have it.
So, Eddie, strike action today. What's it about? Where have we got to in the dispute?
Well, we've got nowhere so far. We've got a new Secretary of State for Transport who says she wants to sit down with us in the industry like a family and work our differences out. We're open to that. That's a positive turn. It's a marked difference from when we had Shaps in the ministry. So, we'll enter that with good faith. If we get an invitation to sit at a table, we'll sit down. But ultimately, there has got to be a deal that looks after our people. We're not having it that our people have been through 3 years of a pay freeze and are being faced with having their jobs taken away from them, having their pay kept artificially low. At the same time, look, the Chief Financial Officer of First Group, his pay went up 273%. They've paid out more than 150 million in dividends to their shareholders in profits. This cannot carry on. And that is the same across all public services in the whole economy. We're seeing profits higher than they've ever been before. CEO and director pay going through the roof. And everyone else can't afford their rent and their bills. So we've got to change that, and we're not going to settle until we get a deal, a square deal for our members and for workers in this country at large.
Obviously we had Kwasi Kwarteng and Liz Truss's mini budget, cut to the top rate of tax, lift on the cap of bankers' bonuses. What's the impact going to be for people that work on the railway? Not just your members, but the people at the top of the railway as well.
Well, what a diabolical disaster that's been. And it's not just going to be a disaster for people in the railways. It's going to be a disaster for all people in this country. Because what they've done is they've crashed the pound. They're now calling it the Great British Peso. They've slashed taxes for the super wealthy. They've splurged 150 billion in a massive bung to energy companies that have been just robbing us blind. And as a result, in order to gain any type of confidence, you can see what the next move is. They're going to massively cut expenditure on public services. That means the benefits that were due to be raised might not happen. That could mean pensioners are going to see their pensions cut back. It's going to mean people that rely on the NHS and the schools, they're all going to lose out to make sure that these people who've been robbing us for years and years and years carry on getting the profits and keep their noses in the trough. That is why we've got to have a change in direction, and that is why we're out here supporting this Enough is Enough campaign today.
Sounds pretty obvious, the stuff you're saying, and this budget, what it's done to the economy, and yet you take a look over the front pages of some of the newspapers and you'd be forgiven for thinking that everything was right as rain.
Well, we see it with the media. Every media appearance we make in the RMT around this dispute, all of these interviewers just parrot lines that are given to them directly from the government. Why don't you do this referendum? What about this? What about that? It's all the same old stuff. It's not objective journalism. If they had any kind of heart about them, they would be outraged at the state of this economy, the extent to which people are being impoverished and the extent to which our public services are being screwed by private corporations. We need a drastic change. We need an economy for the people, with public ownership, outside of the chaos of the market, so we can have a decent standard of living, rather than making this country one big trough for the corporate privateers to stick their noses in and cream off all of our wealth.
You're speaking in a minute, aren't you, on the stage?
I am, yeah.
Feeling a little bit nervous? Big crowd here.
No, I don't get nervous. I just never know what I'm going to say because I can't write things down. I'll be all right. I'll say something, I'm sure. I'll be
just going to ad-lib it, do it live.
That's it. It's the only way to do it.
Cheers, Eddie. Thanks very much.